Time now for another In the Legal Know with Vincent J. Russo. And today, Vincent is talking about settlement planning because too often personal injury settlements are lost or not fully utilized due to a lack of planning in how the funds are managed and spent. And Vincent is here with some very important information on protecting yourself and your money. Good morning, Vincent.
Welcome.
Yeah.
To be here. Great.
This is something brand new. I've never heard of settlement planning. Tell everybody what it is.
Yes. So settlement planning is really an important part of a litigation when someone's personally injured or there's a malpractice case. And so the focus on the settlement planning is to make sure that the outcome is a success, that it's beneficial to the injured party. So that's going to involve looking at finances, taxes, trusts, a whole series of pieces to a puzzle to make sure that the person who was injured gets the best outcome. Okay. That's what this is about.
And when does all this start? You know, does it start during the case, during whatever, a malpractice case or a personal injury case? Does it start before it or during it or after it? When?
Right. Good question. So the best way to approach this would be to get the settlement planner involved while the case is being processed by the trial attorney. But often the attorney will come in after. So let's look at some of the considerations on processing a case. And most cases are settled, they don't go to trial. First is financial planning. So understanding the amount that one's going to receive, when are they going to receive that amount, because it may be paid over time, and what are the long-term financial goals of the injured person. Legal considerations, making sure that the settlement is sound and the individual understands the impact of the terms of the settlement. So that's really critical. Taxes are always a consideration, and it can be done in a way to minimize taxes. The use of structured settlements, for example. So an interdisciplinary approach is the best way to go at this. The trial lawyer, the financial planner, maybe a life care planner, and then the settlement planner, all working together for that injured person.
So you're talking about a structured settlement. Tell me what that is.
Okay.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, so structured settlements is where when a case is settled, one could receive a lump sum payment. In the alternative, they can receive a structured settlement, meaning they're going to receive the settlement amount over a period of time, and that could be with monthly payments or quarterly or annual payments. So some of the features here, as I'm mentioning, periodic payments. It gives some security to know that I need money to live on month to month, so it would be nice to get a check every month like seniors get with Social Security. There are tax advantages to a structured settlement. Generally, the payments will be tax-free, and so that's really important. Financial security, knowing that the monies have been held in an investment-type environment by an insurance company, and they're going to pay this out, and so you know the money's there, and it's going to come out to you. And then you can customize a structured settlement based on your needs. So if you don't have any immediate needs, then you don't need those monthly payments right away. You can have payments start at a later point or in larger amounts. So it allows some flexibility. The cons is you're not getting all the money up front. Some people are concerned about that. They worry about the risk of waiting to get these payments later. And the market conditions can change. What might be a good payout now may not work in the future depending on interest rates and other economic influences there, factors. So pros and cons, it needs to be discussed and evaluated.
Yeah, because in many of these cases, we're talking millions of dollars. It's a lot of money that you have to worry and plan for. Now, in the case where somebody is injured, you often talk about special needs trust. Would any of that come into play here? Sure.
So that's another consideration, whether the fund should be placed in a special needs trust. And the real focus here is on protecting the assets in terms of government benefits. So one is long-term financial security. Again, monies are in a trust, they're being managed properly, and that will give some security to that injured person. The real focus, though, is on access to government benefits, making sure if that person needs Medicaid or supplemental security income, that they don't lose their benefits when the settlement comes in, because it's a financial test, and when they receive the settlement, they'll get knocked off. They can have the proceeds go directly into a trust, keep their benefits. And then also, you need to plan what happens if you pass away. Where are those monies going? So having the proper will or trust in place makes sense.
So when someone goes into a settlement case, they obviously have like a trial attorney. So let's talk about the difference between the trial attorney and the settlement planner.
Sure. So the trial attorney is focused on getting the best result in terms of, one, being compensated for the injury. The settlement planner is focused on what are we going to do now once you receive that settlement, and how do we protect you and your money for the rest of your life. Some of these people will never be able to work again. So they got to live off this settlement. So the role of the settlement planner, again, maximizing government benefits if they need medical or long-term care. They can also be an expert witness in the case because they know about the needs of that injured party and what it might cost in the future as well for them dealing with their injuries. And also they can be involved in the case with the court, so the trust is set up by the court, and work on how it gets funded with the settlement proceeds.
So important. I know it was years ago, but somebody who was in a car accident needed the money for a long time and did lose it pretty early on because there was no planning involved. So let's talk about, just summarize the benefits of using a settlement planner, especially in these injury cases.
Sure. So here again, the benefits are, I think, number one, financial security. All right? The story you just mentioned, there are so many sad stories of people who received settlements, didn't manage the monies properly. So I think that one benefit is the long-term security financially, and the other is maximizing the government benefits. So important. The cost of care is so high in this country, and these government benefits can play an important, vital role.
Like I said when we started, I never thought about settlement planning. I think there might be a lot of people out there who have never heard of a settlement planner as well. So obviously, very important, very important information, as always. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We will see you soon.